Hello, bonjour. Social Power is a 2 years project originated from the idea that all around us is full of energy, and this energy behind things we use is a shared resource that comes that can connect people and things and can move all of us to interact and all together and save energy and also act in a more sustainable way. But if you look at the reality, when we enter in our house, we don't know exactly what is behind things and objects, what amount of energy flow in our appliances, and we don't perceive exactly in a very tangible way the impact of our lifestyles at individual level and also at social level. So we can just have an idea about the consumption in terms of aggregated numbers, just looking at the smart meter display or the monthly bill. So effectively there is a lack at the moment of an easy to read real-time feedback. There is also another perspective. So at the same time there is a huge interest in increasing such energy consumption while avoiding too expensive peak of energy consumption. So what the designer does, so the designer mission is to allow a new understanding of things happening in our life space that can help people and everyone to change behavior in a better. In particular, with Social Power, the mission was to turn consumer in energy in more active manager of their own energy, making visible the electric consumption, and at the same time turn energy saving into fun by increasing a sense of being part of a social movement. So this project was founded by the Stiftung under the program of BREF, Social Innovation. What is about? Practically, we involved 108 households in the experiment in 2 different cantons, Ticino and Winterthur. So the participants were organized in 3 different groups. One group, the collaborative one, their goal was to save collectively the 10% of energy compared to the consumption of the previous year. The competitive, instead, in the competitive, the winner was the city saved the most, and there were also like a control group totally blind about the experiment. So we collaborated with the two energy providers. So the app has 3 main sections. One is the energy monitoring part, the gamification of the simple activities players can perform, and related tips that function as a tool for the self-learning. So the app was basically organized in challenges that lead people to do simple things and to learn how to perform. By completing these challenges, players can increase their points at household level, but also at the city level. And they can increase points in 4 different areas: load shifting, saving, awareness, and energy efficiency. This is the interface of the collaborative play. So the basic the gameplay was totally equal. The 2 different versions of this particular interface to see their performance, mainly compared in this case to the team average performance. In the competitive, they see both the situation in both cities. And here an example of the tips related to the challenge. There were 12 different weeks of play and 12 topic for each week related to appliances. And this is the energy diary with several information about the energy consumed in each hour, where players can also indicate the appliances involved and help energy provider to shift the energy peak. And here the energy diary, so it's not enough just to say the amount of energy, but we created also like a friendly feedback of their consumption. So there are like smiles to say if they are improving the performance compared to the historical consumption or not. So at the end, there were really good involvement and engagement of people. They shared a lot of photos and information. And so you can see also the different weeks, different appliances and their involvement. And households, I must say that between 1 and 25% of energy. And we found that the intervention was more effective in the short term, so just after the game, and less effective on the long term. So we measured also the consumption 1 year after the intervention. It was quite good compared with the control group. So we also created like a way to check in a qualitative manner the feeling and the impact of the app with the participant, with simply interviews with phone. And we noticed that their awareness increased about how they use energy at home. And so we are working on the next edition. So we want to increase the communication part, so increasing the channel to the communication channel among people, and so using also a participatory approach. Yeah, that's it.
So, thank you very much for this really great presentation. Any question in the room? Yep, there is one over there.
several questions. Maybe could you give us some background information about the origin of the project and also about your institute, the SUBSO? And then I have a question because it's about the behavior of consumers for energy saving. So, for example, is this meter linked exactly to the app? So, can you see, for example, when you switch on a light bulb, can you see a peak in consumption immediately? Oh. So, do you have a direct feedback between behavior and energy consumption?
Yeah, thank you. This was a very tricky part because in the app it's not easy to connect like the hard part with the soft part. So we found also some lacks in the technical infrastructure of energy provider that now are going to improve also this kind of stuff, because usually their bit is just to bring people data and just to create like bills on these kind of things. So it's really a two-way communication. So what they just opened the track of the flow of the energy, so every 15 minutes. So the possibility for us was to give a feedback each hour. So if not really, yes, the idea was really to give an instant the feedback in an instant, but it was not possible for the infrastructure of our partner. But probably in the future, why not? Probably if you have some hardware that can be just used in a plug directly, you can see your impact. So just hardly also for the visualization was also a simplified way to give such feedback, so people also can think about okay what I did the last hour. And so the project included a different partner. SUBSI is worked on the game part and also the visual part and the interface. And there were also two companies, Sparkling Lab for really all like the back end of the app to upload challenges. For instance, the app was in 3 different languages, so it and more of 50 challenges. So a lot of information, and also people can also upload their photo. So just to manage all the information. And QBT, that is a company that work with analytics to analyze the data at the end and connect energy provider and meters. Yes, because the basic is to have the smart meter. Without it's not possible. So we hope that in 2 years something is changing. So we have also other companies asking for being included in the project. So we hope we are very open for the next version to make a bigger game, maybe including more cantons, more cities around. And there were also the University of Applied Science and Arts in Winterthur, and for the social part, so they worked on a scientific level. This, yeah, and we also had some support from the cities. to organize the communication event and to send people like letter for or the recruitment part of volunteer. So this part was a big, huge. Thank you.
Another question? Yeah.
Thanks for this presentation. There is one graph I didn't understand. It was plotting the result over the 13 weeks, number of challenges completed, and there were 3 curves. Can you show it?
About the number and the results?
Yes. So
This one?
no.
Two after.
This.
Next one. So here we can see a control. So what is this control? Are these family who got information about how to spare, about the topics over the 13 weeks? Is that correct?
Yes, we had the player, and they play in a competitive and collaborative group, and other households like passive.
Well, passive, at least I see this dotted line means they got some information. So you
No, they had not. Maybe it's this movement is or their consumption. So as the game was in a period like in springtime, so during the week also the light, the sun change. Okay. So it's like natural. It's a natural change in the behavior. No, they don't know. So we had the permission from the energy provider to use just anonymous data. So we don't know exactly who they are.
Another question? Maybe I have one for you. So we saw this kind of device just to count energy consumption and water, how much water you're using. It already exists for, I would say something 8 or 10 years. So people who want to save energy are already available. They already can do it. So with your serious game, we see that it helps to improve it for a few months as long as there is competition. But would there be a way to make that people change their habit in order to continue saving energy after? Is there a way for that in your, thanks to the serious games?
Yes. With these challenges, we can just open some insight, and yes, the important part is maybe for the players to repeat this behavior. So maybe cooking more stuff into the oven instead just one, or turning off the water for cooking the pasta just a little before, or inviting maybe their neighbor to have dinner together instead cooking twice, using twice the same stuff. So it's something that need obviously the motivation of people to change, to know. But sometimes we do something and we don't know exactly what we do. We just do it like switching on the light or open the windows when the conditioner goes, like these simple things. So it's just a suggestion, and of course maybe the repetition can work. So our intention was not to build something for forever, to make this happen like a lifelong service, but just giving some information. So this is our point of view from the research point of view, of course. We will see what happened in the perspective of this energy provider.
Thank you. So thanks again for this great presentation.
Thank you.